Hey there, it's time for the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 Days, where I'm doing a page a day in this wonderful coffee book edition of the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 Days. So, today is January 7th, and today's page is, wow, one of my favorite Silver Age heroes, but they all had their start in the Golden Age, and getting to know this Green Lantern was my privilege. This is about Alan Scott, the Golden Age Green Lantern by Mart Dillon and Bill Finger. And I think that Mart Dillon is an anagram for another writer. That's a pen name, and it's a rearranging of the letters of his existing name. Oh, it should come to me. It should come to Martin Odell. That's right. Okay. It's January 7th, and we're going to read a little bit about the Green Lantern. The block of text in this splash panel offers a capsule origin of the Green Lantern, but the background may be a bit more baffling, at least for today's readers. It appears that the Green Lantern is hovering over a city of the future. And in one aspect that's true. This is an aerial view of the 1939 New York World's Fair. The geometric structures behind him are the Trilon and the Perisphere, symbols of a tomorrow that was postponed by an interruption called World War II. The fair was so successful that DC launched New York World's Fair Comics, which eventually evolved into the long-running World's Finest Comics. Story by Bill Finger, art by Martin Odell, from All American Comics number 18, September of 1940. So we'll look again at, that's the 1939 New York World's Fair. Is it not, huh? That's really cool. By Mart Dillon. Yeah, that was Martin Odell. That's a pen name. And but yeah, Green Lantern. Oh gosh, this is a great one because about every one of the superheroes had to have some kind of weakness. And the Green Lantern here, his weakness was to natural wood from a tree, a branch. You could beat him literally with a splinter, I guess. That's a joke, but maybe Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles someday. Ha ha ha. But let's see. Green Lantern. It evolved into the Silver Age Green Lantern, where you've probably seen Green Lantern. He has a different looking outfit. He's part of a corps of space cops, and there are a lot of aliens, and they all have a ring, and they all recite the Green Lantern's oath. And this is my Green Lantern ring. There we go. This was made for me by a friend. My friend, let's call him MFS, because you can see his maker's mark right there. And this is a piece of polished, I think it's silver. Yeah, just a hunk of silver he had lying around. And he used some enamel to make the Green Lantern logo. Come on, you got this. There we go. This is how I think Hal Jordan's ring would look after 20 years of service as well. It's a little banged up. But this is a replica of Hal Jordan's Green Lantern ring, a signet ring. Yeah, and in brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. And but that's the Silver Age Green Lantern that I've taken this moment to talk about. But Green Lantern has been part of my favorites since SuperFriends. as a child, which, like, again, was the Silver Age Green Lantern, yet you can't have one without the other. And so finding out more about the Green Lantern of the Golden Age, that he fought with Power Girl. One of the first comic books I ever bought was at this bodega in East Boston, and it was my uncle's barbecue around 1978 or so. And I remember asking my grandfather for a couple of bucks if I could go up the street and get an ice cream, and he did. And this was the 70s. Kids were just kids who were allowed to, like, well, hey, my mom would give me $5 and say, go and get us some cigarettes, and I'd come back with like a pack of Benson and Hedges 100s and some L&Ms for my stepfather. You know what I mean? You can either keep the change or you have to give you back the change. It's called the Hobson's choice. Look it up. But I remember the first comic book I ever bought with my own money, and I'm sorry I can't chapter verse it, but it's like the first appearance of Power Girl and of the Star Spangled Kid, and I think it was a reprint of something that came before it too, but I remember it being off the newsstand at this East Boston store, and I got an ice cream and a comic book, and that comic book kept me company for a long time. And yeah, I was a small kid, probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8, and that was, yeah, what a great time to be reading comic books as a kid. So yeah, that's the DC Golden Age of comics, the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 for today. It's January 7th, and tomorrow we're meeting another hero that it's just, and we're just meeting them all one at a time. And we're going to be talking about comic books for the rest of the year. We really are. So thank you so very much for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of material. Give me a thumbs down if you did not. I'm a big lad. I can handle it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Continue the comic book conversation. And one day, I would love to earn your subscription and be part of your daily YouTube day. I talk about comic books, and we're talking comic books every day for the rest of the year. So what are you doing tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern PM? Tune in and find out what we're talking about. Thank you so very much. Cheers, have a good day, namaste, and good luck.